The evidence is about the past, right? The evidence is about over human history, thousands of years, people tried to domesticate pretty much every wild, large mammal species there was. They already obviously were successful with some, we know that from common knowledge, but there are still some wild ones out there, and because people have tried so much already, therefore today it must not be worth doing now. But they are failing to consider that there have been advances, science has improved, knowledge has improved. Maybe we know more now than we did back then about domestication, and so it's possible that maybe with new information, we could domesticate them. So it needs to be the case that this new knowledge doesn't come into play. So I think what the argument's vulnerable to is that old versus new distinction and what may have changed over time. And of course, one of the choices relates to this, like I said, but which is what? Which choice talks about this? Yeah, perfect, B. It's not much easier today than it used to be. If it was much easier, then of course we might be able to domesticate these animals that previously would not have been domesticable. Now, are there any choices here that seem tempting? I think A might be a little bit tempting. Basically saying that people have tried already to do everything, suggesting that maybe it's not worth giving any effort further. But we want to know not what would strengthen this argument, but what needs to be the case in order for it to work. I actually think of necessary assumption questions as being a very specific kind of must be true question because we already know the assumption if we assume the argument as a given. So viewed in that perspective, B is not really new information. If we assume everything in the stimulus was already true, then B must also be true.